Hi, my name is Ben and I'm here to talk to you about the political theme of the 1972 Munich Olympic Games and how the terror attack affected this theme for future Olympic Games. As David Large states in his article, Historically Speaking, the modern Olympics have always been politicized. The great political challenge that the Munich organizers faced was the removing Hitler, fascism, and militarism from the German image in the eyes of the world. The 1936 Olympic Games of Berlin were arguably the most controversial games in history, and the Munich organizers sought to earn the trust of the world back after the First and Second World Wars. Therefore, the Munich organizers desired their games to be light-hearted, convenient for participants, and most importantly, not nationalistic. To promote this new image of Germany, the Munich organizers avoided the nationalistic wrangling for medals and falsification of the games into world prestige contests. A memorial service at a concentration camp was held during the games in solidarity with the Holocaust victims. Also, Munich organizers took special measures to make sure the Israeli Olympic team felt safe and welcome. Infrastructure and buildings constructed under the Third Reich were avoided for the games and substituted by modern-styled buildings. The Munich organizers did opt to continue the torch relay, however, which is actually the 1936 Games' most prominent legacy to the Olympic movement. However, authors of the legacy of the Berlin 1936 and the German past, K. Schiller and Christopher Young, argue that this was because of the popularity of the symbolic practice, which had been used by every host nation since it began. Security at the 1972 Munich Games was intentionally relaxed, with only 2,130 police officers deployed, compared to the 90,000 at the 1964 Tokyo Games. The Munich Organizing Committee President Willy Daim explains that a massive employment of uniformed policemen did not express the overall concept of the 1972 Games. Furthermore, armed police officers and soldiers were forbidden from the Olympic venues, and security deployed only carried walkie-talkies and leisurely uniforms. However, on the morning of the 10th day of the Munich Games, everything changed. A Palestinian freedom fighter organization known as Black September committed a terrorist act in taking 11 members of the Israeli Olympic team hostage at the Olympic Village of Munich. Unfortunately, all 11 hostages were killed during the rescue attempt by German police, and as a result, the new political theme of security arose. Arguably, the Munich organizers succeeded in changing the German national image. Author of Montreal Olympics, Paul Howell, stated that the upheaval of 12 years of Nazism and its aftermath were over. Germany had rejoined the family of nations to become a haven of liberal freedom and security. However, 800 million people had watched the televised siege of the Munich massacre, and the world was filled with fear and outrage. Large describes Munich as a kind of watershed in modern sport, especially Olympic sport, because the supposedly peaceful and brotherly Olympic festival had never been violated quite so brazenly or cruelly. Israel immediately responded with air attacks and a partial invasion of Lebanon, and the world was reminded that war still existed. People were divided on whether the Olympic Games should continue. Some believed that the Munich Games should have been cancelled out of respect for the victims. Others believed that the Games should continue to demonstrate international resolve against threats of terrorism. And lastly, a more extreme opinion believed that Olympics should be abolished permanently because security could no longer be guaranteed. Montreal, host of the 1976 Olympic Games, made security their top priority. In contrast to Munich, the organizers wanted a robust and highly visible security presence. The Munich massacre was a key turning point in Olympic history. For the 1976 Montreal Games and every game since, security has been one of the top priorities of every host nation. Spectator and elite sports have gone under a major counter-terrorism reform across the world. In conclusion, the 1972 Munich Olympic Games successfully overhauls the Nazi image of Germany and presents itself as a peaceful democratic country. However, the Munich massacres changed international sporting community forever, and that proved that the world is still a dangerous place even during a peaceful sporting event. Thank you for watching my presentation.